Welcome back to the world that was. 3,000 points of Skaven taking on the Orcs and Goblins. Welcome back to the channel, thanks for joining us again. Big game for you today. 3,000 points aside of Skaven taking on Orcs and Goblins. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, don't miss any of our videos, completely free to you and helps us out. Big old game today, and we are playing a Dawn attack scenario which has massively hurt the Orcs and Goblins for deployment, more so than the Skaven, I would suggest. Lots and lots of toys in both armies, lots of crazy things. I think I've got 6 random movers alone in my army, so doom wheels and things on that side. We are expecting explosions, calamity, animosity, mayhem and shenanigans. Should be great. Let's run you through the lists. Talk us through these rats then, Jay.
So we've got 6 Giselles out on the left, then a unit of 45 slaves, got a couple of doom wheels with a unit of 6 globadiers behind. They've also got a level 1 warlock engineer with them and a poison wind mortar attachment.
Yeah.
We then have a warp lightning cannon, big horde of 49 storm vermin with Ikit Claw in there with them. They also have a poison wind mortar attachment. We've then got 20 clan rats behind them, which is the bunker for the BSB, and a level 2 warlock engineer, and they have a warp fire thrower attachment. We then have a second warp lightning cannon, a third doom wheel, 3 Giselles hiding in there somewhere, a second unit of globadiers, and they've got a warlock engineer in there. A unit of 50 slaves, third unit of globadiers with another engineer in there and a poison wind mortar attachment, and then finally a warp lightning cannon on the right.
Yeah, a very heavy clan striker list for
Skyra.
Skyra, that's the one. Striker, who's that? I think he's in a book. Anyway, that's the rats. And for the Orcs and Goblins, we've got 10 Wolf Riders. They've already vanguarded up. We have got a big block of 23 Night Goblins with the short bows. The BSB is in there as well, annoyingly stuck out on my right flank thanks to Dawn attack. Got the first of 2 Doom Divers and the first of 4 Pump Wagons. Big block of Savage Orc Biggins behind this wood. We've got a Great Shaman in there as well. Rock Clobber behind, Trolls and the second Pump Wagon. Second Doom Diver at the back in this artillery park. Got 2 Bolt Throwers further down the line. Block of 20 Black Orcs, and we've got the General today, which is the Black Orc War Boss. Level 1 Goblin on a chariot, because why not? He's fun. Another unit of 24 Night Goblins with bows, 30 Squigs in the Squig herd with some handlers, 2 Manglers, another Pump Wagon, and another Pump Wagon. And that is 3,000 points of Orcs and Goblins. As per the Dawn attack first turn rules, first turn goes to the Orcs and the Goblins unless Skaven can roll a 6. No, it is going to be Orcs and Goblins turn 1 with lots and lots of things to do before we get anywhere near moving. Orcs and Goblins turn 1 movement is complete. I passed my stupidities, I passed every animosity, and then we surged. Every Pump Wagon went forward the full 4d6. This little guy got very eager and has gone a very long way. The others, as you can sort of see, pushing up. That one threatening the Warp Lightning Cannon coming up. Manglers then ran up into the middle as well, and the rest of the army is pretty much just following along behind. I still need to move my Wolf Riders, actually. They've not moved yet. I will do those in just a second, but let's go through to the Winds of Magic. It is an 8, 6 and a 2. I have 2 channels, of which I don't get any. I'll talk you through my spells when I've had a little think what we're going to try and cast. So for my spells, the level 1 in the Chariot has Gift to the Spider God to give somebody poisoned, and then the level 4 Savage Great Shaman chap, Brainburster, Fists of Gork, Headbutt and Foot. So we're going to start with putting a Fists of Gork on himself. For 8, it is just cast.
Yeah, you can have that.
Let that one go. It remains in play, so he is now +3 strength and +3 attacks. We are going to do... Going to do 2 dice on Brainburster, but we're going to boost it, so it's cast on a 9. On your BSB. Scrap that plan. We're going to go for a boosted Foot of Gork. And we've cast it.
Which unit is stomping on?
We're going to start on the Storm Vermin and work it out from there. 12 Storm Vermin stomped there. The important roll now. Do I get to do it all again? Yes, I get to do it again. We will place it back in exactly the same spot on that unit and scatter it 2 inches back. So even better than last time. We'll work out how many are caught this time. 13 more Storm Vermin squashed, 25 killed so far. Is he still stomping? No, the spell ends. We'll have a panic on these guys and then we'll work out what my wizard's done.
They failed the first time.
I have the BSB just behind.
They're okay.
They're okay. And then, was it worth it? For 25 Storm Vermin, I have... Oh no,
Must be
power
3
drain.
wizard levels.
Yeah.
No more stomping.
No more stomping, so I lose 2 wizard levels. I forget Foot and a random spell, which Jay will choose in a moment. As the magic ends, it's time to go into the artillery. We're going to start with this Doom Diver down here. Sorry, Storm Vermin, your pain is not over yet. Let's fire at him. I don't know why I've rolled all those dice like that, but anyway. So he's got 6. I roll my d6 to
bring him back.
Which is 6, so we get a perfect hit, splat in the middle of that unit. D6 hits for 4. Wounding on 2s. 3 more. Second Doom Diver hasn't been quite as successful, and we got a misfire. Let's see what he's done. 5.
Skid marks straight into your Black Orcs.
Yeah, we're going to whiz forward and hit the Black Orcs. Okay, how many Black Orcs are hit? 2. Strength 5. 2 dead. Okay, that could have been better, but could have also been a lot worse. I've still got 2 Bulk Throwers who are going to struggle to see much, and a Rock Lobber. Spear Chuckers, even less successful. This one missed. That one misfired and blew up. Rock Lobber. We're trying to hit this Doom Wheel down here, which we can see. We have. We'll take that. Oh, come on. No wound. Bounces off. Don't have any... Yes, I've got some... No.
Yeah, you've got some bow shots
Yeah,
there.
bow shots there. We'll get those resolved, and then it's going to be the end of my fairly successful turn 1. Turn 1, Skaven. The rats have responded. We had a couple of charges, so the slaves tried to get into this pump wagon but failed, and way over on the other side, Poison Wing Gladiators successfully charged into the pump wagon. Other charges which happened sort of out of sequence, the 2 Doom Wheels sort of crossed across each other. First one managed to get into the pump wagon, second one has just fallen short. Everything else is pretty much whizzed on up as well. Going into magic. How strong are the winds blowing? Middling. I still have 2 channels for me. Yep, I get 1.
3 for me. No, and 1 on a 5+ with the energy condenser. Yes.
So magic was a non-event for the Skaven there. Started off trying to cast Scorch down onto the Trolls, and I used the Dispel Scroll to stop what had been a very good roll. And then Crack's Call was failed, not enough power, only rolling 5 off the remaining dice. We're through to shooting. There was a lot of Skaven firepower coming my way. We're starting off with these Giselles trying to save their skin.
Yep.
Okay. Can they hit the Wolf Riders that are right in front of them?
Oh yes, 4 hits.
Okay, that's less good.
Ammo. It's okay.
Can they wound?
2 wounds.
2 wounds, no saves. That's 2 off. Not quite a panic test, which is what you were hoping for, but 2 of them are slain. Okay, where are we going next?
Well, we'll take a leadership test for that Doom Wheel not to do its Warp Lightning.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't. Same for the other Doom Wheel. Nope, he's shooting at the...
Wingloberdeers behind him.
Can I have your artillery dice, please?
You may. Only if you roll a strength 10, though. That was even better, I suppose. On a misfire.
Burst of speed.
Oh, that sounds like he's going to run
Now moves
forward.
4d6.
Lots more shooting has happened. We've had various wind mortar, poison wind mortars go in. We lost a couple more Black Orcs and a Night Goblin. And then the Doom Wheel in combat zapped and obliterated the pump wagon in front of it. Means we are going to the big guns now. Warp lightning cannons. Which one's going first?
This one's first, going 10 inches from the front of your Goblin
Chariot,
chariot.
yeah, so somewhere down here.
6 inches, and then the strength. Oh, strength 0, so there's nothing.
Okay. Next one.
This one will go...
This one over here, yep. Got a good line down here somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah. 10 inches from the back of the Black Orcs.
Yeah, so somewhere near that herdstone. Oh no. He's gone. Well, one down. One more to go. Does he want to come?
10 inches from the back of the Black Orcs as well.
Yeah.
Okay, just hit the last Black
Hit
Orc.
the last Black Orc. Bounces through 2 and strength 2.
Kills the Black Orc.
Slowly whittling them down. Is that the end of the shooting?
No, we're going to fire the Doom Rocket
Oh, yeah.
towards the Squig Herd. I think I'm about 14 away, so I think... Yeah, 4d6 should be perfect. I'm tempted to withdraw that again.
Yeah, it's a bit cocked, gone.
60.
A bit of an overshoot, but enough to
Large template's going to get a lot of them.
cause a lot of them. Right, we'll work out how many are hit, and importantly, how many are left. In combat, the Doom Wheel, which was in combat, has made its overrun as it's allowed to straight forward into the Trolls. And down here, the Wingloberdeers and Engineer managed to get 1 wound through, and I managed to get 2 back. So we've drawn the combat there. That is the end of what has been a fairly brutal turn 1 for both armies. Let's keep it coming with turn 2. Orcs and Goblins turn 2, the chaos has begun. Animosity was going pretty well until we got down here. Squig Herd rolled a 1 and then another 1, threw 2d6 loads of rubbish down at these guys, who threw 2d6 back because they're both hordes. We have decimated the Squig unit and lost a fair through Night Goblins as well. So that was less than ideal. Charges, the Savage Orcs have run forward and charged into the Doom Wheel, and the Wolf Riders have gone into those Giselles up at the end. That won't be it for units going into combat though. We've got a lot of random moves to do as well. So we'll start with the Pump Wagon, which is going to go forward into those slaves. I don't think... do I risk the 4? We'll be fine with 3. Hopefully.
Yeah, 9 should
9
get you in.
inches to get him in.
Yeah, comfortably.
Mangler Squig. We know where we're going. Yeah, straight down that line. We have done enough to hit him, bounce through plenty with 8 inches in total. We'll be out the back somewhere, right in the thick of it. And then this Mangler will... This Mangler will do the same straight towards the slaves. He's going a mighty 13 inches. Should be enough to hit and bounce through. And then the last pump wagon...
They'll probably be dead.
Yeah, I'm going to hope that they're dead. We'll go forward into the slaves as well. We're going to pump harder, but not with scattered ice. We're going to pump harder. Yeah, plenty to get in there. So we'll get these guys moved. We'll work out all the hits, and then when everything has been destroyed, I'll get the rest of my movement phase done. Orc and Goblin movement is complete. We've worked out the damages, so I think 6 or 7 slaves were killed. Killed quite a lot of winged globadiers. They passed the panic test, and this Doom Wheel is left on just a tiny bit of health. It's got something that happens now at the end of the phase for taking the wounds, so we'll get that resolved. And we have already rolled up the Winds of Magic, but I wanted to show you
Suffered 3 wounds.
what it does. Yeah.
So I roll a d6 for each wound. On a roll of 1, it goes out of control for a little bit. Nope, it's okay.
No, he's fine. Okay, so we're into magic then. So we've already rolled up for the winds. I am going to start with a Gift of the Spider God from the Chariot chap onto the Black Orcs. That is 6, 8, 9. It's cast. Gives them poisoned attacks. I'm going to let it go.
Yeah, you can have that.
So that one's on. And then we are going to do Edbutt from my Savage. We're going to hopefully get a big enough range to get Ikit down there. That is 10, 12, 14. It is cast.
Just 5, make sure. Dispelled.
You got any dice left?
Nope.
That's it. Okay, so that's magic done. We'll go back round to shooting, a little less this time, but it's going to be down to my artillery, and let's see what they can do. So let's bring you up to speed with combats. We worked across this side here. A wound was caused, or no wounds caused, I think, or maybe 1 wound. Anyway, pump wagon died, unstable, crumbled. Pump wagon here did enough impact hits, blasted through the slaves. They exploded as they fled. I failed the test not to overrun, and I ran straight forward into the Mangler that was about where that tape measure is and killed them both, so that was less than ideal. This combat down here, the pump wagon went in, killed a couple on impact hits, literally just a couple, took a wound in return, lost the combat thanks to a musician, so he took another wound. The only positive so far is the Wolf Riders only took 1 casualty as they managed to blast through those Jezzails who turned and fled and were run down. Brings us down to this combat here in the middle. We've got impact hits from the Doom Wheel first. 6 impact hits.
7.
These are all going into the trolls. This could be nasty.
5 regen saves.
Okay. Wow. Fail 4 of them. So pretty bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's almost certainly going to be your higher initiative than my lot, which is not very good. So we'll let the Doom Wheel do his attacks. We'll come back for the Savage Orc Shaman guy who's roided up at the minute with his fists of Gork. No further wounds caused by the Doom Wheel as it swings in combat. So we're going to go now to the Savage Orc Great Shaman. Thanks to Fist, he's up to 5 attacks. Choppers and everything else puts him at strength 8. Can he hit?
Oh, yes.
Yes, he can definitely hit. Strength 8. All of them wound. Goodbye. They're frenzied, so they're going to have to do a big old overrun. The trolls are going to stand there looking fairly dumb. And then that's going to be the end of Ogres, no, Orcs, turn 2. Skaven turn 2, movement phase is complete. We didn't have any charges, but quite a lot happened. So we had this Doom Wheel, which has come down into the Savages. It was just close enough to be able to trigger the Fanatics from the unit there. So one has gone up, almost hitting the slaves. The other one, we've just shoved him out to the side, but not very far. Down here, the other Doom Wheel came charging into the Squig Herd, which was about 7.9 inches in front of this unit. So fanatics pushed out, one to the side, one straight through the middle, took a few more squigs and handlers, but importantly finished off the doom wheel. Other moves, these guys have come back into the courtyard, getting the fight. Down here, one of the weapon teams jumped onto the mangler, took one for the rats there to destroy that one. And everything else has pretty much stayed put, trying to whittle them down a little bit more before combat proper is met. So we're going into Winds of Magic. They are a 6. We'll try 2 channels for me. Nope.
3 for me. Nope. And a 5+ for the energy condenser. No.
Okay. So magic is complete. Scorch was tried to cast down here, but we used all our dispel dice to stop it. Then there's a Skitterleap for this little engineer who's jumped down here. We can guess what's going to happen in the shooting phase from him. And I can't remember what else he cast. Warp Lightning. Finished off another couple of Black Orcs as well. So we're through to the shooting phase. What do you want to do first?
Oh, let's throw the brass orb first at the trolls.
From this chap, yeah.
He's aiming slap bang in the middle of them.
Yeah.
It's a hit.
Great.
That's 5 initiative tests.
I'm good at rolling ones normally. Whee!
3 dead.
Keep 2 alive. Ugh, ouch. After the success of the brass orb, things started to go a little bit downhill. One of the mortars got a decent hit, killed a few, but everything else started to scatter off. One Warp Lightning Cannon got a hit through on this at strength 2 and did nothing, and the other Warp Lightning Cannon is gone, having blown itself up. Also, one of these Poison Wing Globadiers tried to chuck everything down at the Fanatic, and one killed themselves. So, we're through to combat. We're starting with this one down here of Slaves versus the Pump Wagon. Can they hit? I've only got 1 wound left, and you've already got a static 3, so I think things are very much in your favour.
3 saves.
Can I roll 3 6s? No, I cannot. He's gone. And then it will be this combat in the middle. Doomwheel managed to get a wound through onto the Shaman, but then was hacked down by the Savages afterwards. That is the end of turn 2 for Skaven. There has been a lot lost on both sides. Let's go into turn 3. Orcs, turn 3. So we passed the Stupidity and we failed Animosity down here. They got a 6, so they've run forwards a little bit and have to now declare a charge down onto those slaves. Down here, both the Black Orcs and the Savages declared down onto the Storm Vermin. Ikit used his Warp Fire Thrower, got a perfect roll and torched most of the unit, so they're not looking good anymore, really. So we're going to roll for the charges, so we'll do... I don't think these guys can really fail too badly. They're going to get in with some wheeling to get round. The Savages need an 8. Yes, that was the important one. I could probably do these guys just hanging back, actually. Which they're going to do on a 6. We'll do those, we'll do the random movement, see where all these Fanatics end up, and come back with magic. Remaining Orc movement is complete. Nothing dramatic happening with the Fanatics. These guys have just kind of got out in the middle of nowhere. And the 2 down here ran into each other and killed themselves. Squig Herd, or what's left of it, has run up forwards. Trolls have run up as well, as has the Mage on a Chariot. These guys are looking at like 15s or something stupid to hit anyone with bows, so they're not going to get it. Into magic, I have 8 dice. I'm going to try 5 dicing Gift of the Spider God onto the Savages.
Dispel Scroll.
And I don't have any spells to cast, so that is the end of...
Dispel Fists of Gork.
Okay.
Dispelled.
Yeah, we'll get into shooting then, and see what we can do with that. In combat, the Night Goblins managed to kill a couple of slaves, win the combat. Slaves didn't break, being steadfast with all their ranks, and then Night Goblins have reformed just to get a few more ranks themselves. Down in the combat in the middle, the Storm Vermin and Ikit and everybody have swung and done their attacks. Only killed 2 and a wound through on the Shaman. Now it's time for the Savages to swing back. And 2s. That's quite a lot. Just the 3 that missed. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. 18 wounds
Plus your shaman.
through. And the shaman's still to go. He's not Fist of Gorks anymore, so he only gets the 2 attacks, but he does get 2 hits. 2 more. 16 wounds caused. Goodbye, unit. Let's hope Ikit legs it and we can chase him down. So the rerollable Snake Eyes failed both times. The Skaven are running away 9, which becomes a 10. Can I get 10 to catch them? No, and I'm not even going to make it into the clan rats either. I'm just going to be bombarded with poison in turn 3, which comes up in a moment for Skaven. A turn 3 roundup for the Skaven in the movement phase. Well, prior to that, actually, when the Stormbowmen fled, the weapons, Poison Wing Globadiers failed a panic test and started to flee. And then in the Skaven turn, they continued to flee and went off. No charges happened. Everything just tried to pretty much unleash down on the Black Orcs and the Savage Orcs. The most successful was this chap down here who killed a good number with his Death Globe. And then this chap was phenomenally successful at annihilating the clan rats. I think I killed something stupid, like 14 of them. They failed a panic test and have started to leg it as well. Warp Lightning Cannon took out the chariot with the Goblin Shaman on it. We're down to just the standard bearer left with the Black Orc War Boss. And this pathetic combat over here has continued. It was a draw again this time. And that was it for turn 3. We are halfway through the game. There are definitely less than half the models and units left on the board now. It has been an absolute battering for both sides. Let's see how it goes. Orcs and Goblins, turn 4. So we had some charges. The Savages charged up the Clan Rats who had to flee off the board. We tried to redirect, but failed the leadership test to do so. The Trolls have gone into that lonely weapon squad down on the end. The one remaining Black Orc and Warboss tried to charge into the other weapon team, but failed. And the Squigs and Handler have gone into that Engineer. That's it. Magic, I've got 11 dice. I have 2 spells which I can cast. One of them can't do anything because there's no wizard within front arc to target. All I can do is put a Fist of Gork up, and I'll probably blow myself up. So I'm not even going to bother trying to do that. We're going to go into shooting. I'm going to start with lots of short bows down onto these guys. I need like 8 probably to hit. I'm not too hopeful. Let's see if I can get anything. Shooting from the short bows was very unsuccessful. However, the Doom Diver managed to get a hit and killed 2. They failed to panic and ran. The Wolf Riders who'd come around here shot their short bows down into those unit of 3 Jezzails, killed 1. So they turned and ran. And the Spear Chucker managed to pick out the Engineer who was running around down here. Hit, wound, 3 wounds on the multiple wounds D3 and finished him off. So the shooting has done pretty well for me there. We're through into combat. We're going to start with this one down here. See if the Squigs can finish off the Engineer. We've got 4 hits. Some hits. And yes. But I think we're same initiative, so he'll get a swing back. He's missed. They will continue to run forwards into that weapon team behind. 3, they might not have even made that. That's not great.
Test. Oh, he's okay.
Passed the leadership test. I don't know whether 3 inches is going to get us there or not, but
not quite.
Not quite. Brilliant. Okay, and then we've got Trolls and the Goblins still to go. The Trolls munched the weapon crew, and this slugfest down here has continued. Another couple of slaves, couple of Goblins, another drawn combat. Nothing happened. We move on to Skaven turn 4. Skaven turn 4. The Jezzails continue to flee, but the remaining Globadier and Engineer did rally. There wasn't really much movement other than just trying to get out of some charge arcs. Magic, they zapped down with Warp Lightning, managed to finish off the 1 remaining Black Orc, and now this plucky little chap, who I completely overlooked in my turn, has thrown his globe. He's hit and wounded the Black Orc War Boss. I don't get a save, but armor save. I do get a ward, a 5-up ward to keep him alive. Nope, he dead. Both of the poison wind mortars have shot down into the savages, but both scattered well wide. And then the warp lightning cannon tried to fire 1 inch just to take a nice big shot down all those ranks. And it misfired. It has got an energy overload. So it's going to do a strength 10 shot in a random direction for a random distance, and it's all going to be random, and it's going to be horrible. Let's see where it goes. It is maybe zapping a wolf?
No, we'll miss him.
Oh. Well, that could have been worse. And in the combat phase, the Night Goblins have finally seen off the slaves, although they did lose a few more in return as the slaves blew up. And that is the end of turn 5. There are really not much left now by way of the rats. We've got a warp lightning cannon, a random wind globadier sergeant-y chap, 2 poison wind mortars, 2 fleeing Jezzails, and then another poison wind mortar and an engineer. 2 turns to kill them all. Turn 5 coming up. Turn 5 is all done, fairly successful. We had a charge from the Wolf Riders into the Warp Lightning Cannon. We charged the Squigs into the weapons team. The artillery did pretty well. We Doom Divered onto the fleeing Jezzails. They were wiped out. More panic, and the weapon team fled. This guy's
still alive,
fleeing here. But the Wind Globadier and engineer who was next to him also fled and ran off the board. In combat, Wolf Riders blew through the Warp Lightning Cannon and the Squigs blew through the weapons team. So all that is left is a fleeing weapon team, and this chap stood in the middle.
But he killed your general, so he's happy.
He has killed the general, and I think he's going to be a pain for another turn and a half as we go into Skaven turn 5. Skaven turn 5, this won't take long. Weapon team rallied. He tried to get out the way, but was march blocked and has ended up here. And that's it. Turn 6 coming up. Orcs, turn 6. We got the charge in with the Night Goblins. Everybody passed animosity. Trolls continue to fail stupidity and are bumbling forward. The Wolf Riders have run up for that weapons team. We're not bothering with magic. We're just going to shoot the weapon team. We need 5 to hit.
Ooh.
2 hits. Can we kill it?
Yes.
Yes, it's gone. Which means we just come down to this combat down here. You're probably swinging before me. I thought with your initiative better than a goblin.
Oh, well, issue a challenge.
I
am a champion, so...
Does the BSB accept? Because he could win. Yeah, BSB will accept. He's going to go for it. The BSB who has absolutely no armour, but he does have a 4-up ward, and he still has both his wounds, and he has a great weapon. Yeah, he'll accept. And the rest of the unit retreats to let them fight their duel. The Poison Wind champion going first with his solo attack.
Vicious hit.
It has hit.
It's a vicious wound.
No armour, but a 4-up ward.
Oh,
Which is saved. 3 attacks back. 2 hits. Strength 6 with a great weapon. Oh, perfectly efficient. 1 wound. He's gone, and with it, all traces of the Skaven force are wiped off the board. And here are the victorious Orcs and Goblins who have claimed the battlefield. About 2,000 points in it for the victory points difference, so quite a comprehensive win. Although the units here, there's not that much really left. I've taken a lot of casualties, certainly with the Squig Herd, they're decimated. The Savage Orcs have taken a real beating as well. The unit of Goblins, so not too far off getting some more points, but just not able to quite whittle them down. We thought this was going to be a game of absolute carnage, chaos, mayhem, and it certainly turned out that way. I think the Poison Wind mortars did as much damage to the clan rats as they did to anything else. We had war machines blowing up left, right and centre, fanatics, pump wagons, everything you could ever want in a game of 8th. Hope that you enjoyed it. Drop us a comment, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you soon for another one.